SuperKid, the monsters from the dark dimension. It was a quiet afternoon in the city of Metroville. The sun was beginning to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. SuperKid, the 10-year-old hero, floated above the skyscrapers, vigilant. His blue, red, and yellow suit gleamed in the sunset, and the shield on his chest with the letters SK glowed as a symbol of hope for the city. But then, something strange happened. A tremor rippled through the air, as if the very fabric of reality had been torn apart. With his enhanced vision, SuperKid noticed a dark rift forming in the sky over Central Park. It was a black, deep crack that seemed to absorb the light around it. Without hesitation, SuperKid quickly descended toward the rift. As he got closer, he felt a dark, cold energy emanating from it. Something bad was about to happen. And it did. Before he could intervene, the rift fully opened, revealing a portal to an unknown dimension. From the portal, terrifying figures began to emerge, huge, deformed creatures wrapped in shadows. Their eyes burned with red fire, and from their mouths came roars that chilled the blood. The monsters from the dark dimension, SuperKid murmured, recognizing the threat from ancient stories he had heard from his mentors. These monsters came from a parallel dimension, a place where absolute darkness reigned, and the creatures lived by devouring the energy of other worlds. According to legend, they only appeared when the boundaries between dimensions weakened. And now, they were here on Earth. Without wasting time, SuperKid launched into action. Using his super strength, he punched the first creature, sending it crashing through several trees in the park. The creature roared in pain, but didn't give up. Its companions, larger and more terrifying, began to surround SuperKid. He knew this wouldn't be easy to defeat. He needed a plan. As he fought, his mind worked quickly. He remembered that the monsters from the dark dimension were vulnerable to pure light. But the fading sunset wasn't enough. He needed a more powerful source of energy. Then, an idea flashed in his mind. The bright star, an ancient artifact hidden in a distant mountain that, according to legend, emitted a light capable of purifying any darkness. Determined, SuperKid used his super speed to escape the monsters, zooming through the streets of the city, leaving a trail of colors behind him. He knew he didn't have much time. The monsters wouldn't take long to follow him, and if they managed to fully open the portal, his world could be plunged into eternal darkness. After an exhausting race against time, SuperKid reached the mountain where the bright star was hidden. But getting it wouldn't be easy. An ancient guardian, a giant stone figure, protected the artifact. The guardian rose as SuperKid approached, blocking his path. Only the worthy may touch the bright star, the guardian roared in a deep voice. SuperKid, without hesitation, stood his ground. I must save my world. I seek no power. I only want to protect the innocent, he responded with bravery. The guardian observed him for a few seconds before stepping aside to let him pass. It knew SuperKid was telling the truth. The young hero advanced to the top of the mountain, where the bright star floated in the air, emitting a blinding white light. Taking the artifact in his hands, SuperKid felt a surge of energy course through his body. Now he had the power he needed to stop the monsters. He flew back to the city, where the monsters had already begun wreaking havoc. Buildings were being destroyed, and people were fleeing in terror. This ends now, SuperKid shouted, launching himself from the sky like a meteor, with the bright star in his hands. As he touched the ground, an explosion of pure light erupted from him, illuminating every corner of the city. The monsters roared in agony, unable to withstand the light. One by one, they began to disintegrate until there was no trace of them or the portal through which they had come. The city fell silent. SuperKid was breathing heavily, exhausted, but knowing he had saved his home once again. The rift in the sky slowly closed, sealing the access to the dark dimension. He knew that the threats weren't over, but for now, the Earth was safe. SuperKid flew back to his secret hideout, knowing that new adventures awaited him. The dark dimension might return someday, but he would be ready. With his bravery, intelligence, and the power of light, there was no enemy he couldn't face. Metroville returned to normal, and its young hero, known to all as SuperKid, would continue to watch over it, always ready to face the darkest threats the universe had to offer.